Hello, family. Welcome back. I wanted to share something with you guys that is powerful in terms of what I believe it reveals with the firmament and the suspicions we had about it being lower to the ground as you get further out towards Antarctica, and of course, higher up when you get towards the center of the world in places like Alaska or the alleged North Pole. And so I'm going to show you something that is blowing my mind as we create a lesson for a creation standard that has to do with rainbows. We've been experimenting with them and the ingredients needed to make them in the lab, comparing that to the biblical Earth model and the globe Earth model, and just their overall shape, having that, of course, dome-like shape. And a thought I had was if these rainbows have anything to do with the firmament and the firmament's elevation changes as you get further out, just maybe their shape would change as you go further out. And I want to show you some of the images that came up when I was looking for them in various locations like Alaska. You see this pattern right here, extremely high arch. And this is again in Alaska, a few hundred miles west of Anchorage. And then another one here in Alaska as well. That really cool, unique pattern. It doesn't look like the ones we have around here, almost like a triple rainbow. We have double rainbows, but this is spectacular. I've never in my life seen one look like this where I'm at. And I've seen a lot of rainbows, but that's Alaska. When you go a little bit further south in Canada, here's another typical double rainbow, similar to what I've seen many times. But then we're going to go even further south, way further south, Australia. Here's what the rainbow started looking like. And then I typed in rainbows in Antarctica, trying to find some of them. And oh my goodness, check this out. A flat rainbow. I mean, this thing is so flat. Look at this. And this was taken in February of 2009 by the BBC when they were filming, guess what? The Frozen Planet. So the irony here, they're filming a show with the name Planet in there, and the rainbow is as flat as I have ever seen. It almost looks like if you tried to walk under it, you'd hit your head on it. This is spectacular. And I mean, it just really seems to confirm our suspicions about the firmament above us being lower as you get to Antarctica. And of course, here's another photo taken by Michael Ligero, and not quite as low as that other one. So the location may be slightly different, but just look how low that is compared to what you're used to seeing if you live in the northern so-called hemisphere like I do. And rainbows never look like that. I've never seen one that low. And so going to Antarctica, looking at rainbows, things like that, I know they're about to have their so-called final experiment, which is just an observation. And I'm seeing that there are countless observations that seem to prove the Bible is correct. And putting it to the test is fun because you can put the Father's words to the test and you're going to have fun doing so. You're going to find a lot of evidence. When you start trying to put worldly wisdom to the test, the evidence is going to fall apart because our Father is telling the truth about his creation. There were no scientists that came along or mathematicians and just figured stuff out and debunked the Bible. His words are true. His prophecies are coming true as we speak. And we are blessed to be in the times we are seeing this stuff. And we know based on revelation, there are deceptions coming, and they require us to believe in things like outer space, and a threat from above would make more sense if there's deep space as opposed to the firmament. And so deceptions like them gathering people at Armageddon when there's that threat from above with the return only makes sense if they can convince people that they live on a globe. And there's this threat they've been programming us to believe with every supervillain coming in from above, aliens, even the movie Armageddon, where NASA was the good guy and they fought off that threat from above with the asteroids. All these things they've been doing bank on you not believing in the firmament. And so I believe this right here is more solid proof of the great expanse above us that was the only structure made on day two of creation. And of course, on day four of creation, what did he do? He put the sun, the moon, the stars inside this barrier. It is still there. It never went away. That's why they were able to close up the windows of heaven. You can't close windows unless they're attached to a wall. And that word window, if you look up what it actually means, it's like a sluice, one of those gates that can divide water from water and be lifted to let water flow through. They put these things on dams all the time for that reason. And even dams are shaped like a dome to hold back water. because we must mimic what the Most High has done. The master engineer that created all life and all the things needed to sustain life did so in a way that we are mimicking and modeling all the time with our own creations. Airplane wings being modeled after bird wings, etc. List goes on. We must mimic what he did because his engineering skills are off the charts, especially when it comes to life. And so I just wanted to share this with you guys. Didn't want to take up much more of your time. I just thought it was extremely fascinating, and I look forward to seeing what you guys find when you look into this as well, because I could be wrong. These are just images I found when I typed in those locations and looked for rainbows. And so if I'm wrong, so be it. But I have a feeling there's something to this, and there's a reason I have never seen a rainbow as flat as the one here in Antarctica, and it has more to do with the structure above us, and it's most likely why to make a curved rainbow in a lab, you need a curved surface of some sort, whether it's a glass of water with sunlight shining through it that's curved, or some sort of curved mirror. You need a curved barrier to make these curved rainbows. And so feel free to experiment with rainbows in the lab. I just thought this was extremely powerful and fascinating.